Hello, welcome to Law and Order. I am Martia Umar. 2021 has been an interesting year with human rights of persons regardless of age or sex being violated, with majority yet to get the justice that they truly deserve. In this final edition of the show for 2021, we will be taking a look at some of the major human rights abuses perpetrated and the progress made so far by individuals, organizations in seeking redress for these abuses. So stay with us as we take you on a journey of some human rights abuses in 2021.
The human right in Nigeria is very, very poor. It's like 20 out of 100%. So you should know how poor it is. Somebody that score 20 out of 100%, you know that it's very, very poor. It's very poor because one, if you're a uniform person in Nigeria, you believe you are superior to your fellow citizen who is a civilian, which isn't supposed to be so. Because you suppose, as a citizen of Nigeria, we're all equal. Nobody, even though you put that uniform, the law of Nigeria should be respected. But most of them, they're the ones breaking the law because they have uniform. The ones they put on that uniform, they consider themselves above the law. So the human rights in Nigeria is very, very poor, and we must do something about it.
The issue of human rights, I don't know. I might suffer from fallacy of generalization anyway. I just feel that it's the nature of a black man to, when he's given authority to take care of people, he turn around and violate them in the process. The people that are supposed to protect Nigerians, the security people, suffer from possession syndrome. They feel that they are deities and gods, and they turn around and violate the people that are supposed to protect. Unfortunately, what put food on their table is taxes from these common masses. Sometime ago in 2015, in November 22nd, I wrote something on Facebook complaining about the governor of my state, what he should do, what the president should do, and my local government chairman, former local government chairman, at that particular time was the SA to the governor on cooperatives and agriculture. He came online, threatened me that Mr. President does not know me, my government does not know me, but he knows me and he will deal with me. And then on 22nd of November, he carried out the act. As you can see, I am toothless. So when he called some guys, they beat me up blue-black. I took the case to the police, and the police simply advised me that there was nothing they could do. I should just let it go. And that was how it ended. So I'm a victim myself. And cases like that abound.
The human rights in Nigeria, well, they are doing enough, but not doing enough. In the first place, I would rather say something today that to the entire Nigerians who may listen to this thing, that the human right we have in Nigeria, sometimes they do their work, sometimes they are biased. In the sense that there are certain things that we are seeing, people are doing that is against the law of the nation. Instead of the human right to rise against and challenge that person, no, what you are doing now is against the law of the land. That when the law is catching up with you, we will not be on your side because you go ahead and look for it.
In Nigeria, you can buy judges, you can buy police, you can buy paramilitary, you can buy military. You can use them to oppress innocent citizens to death without being proved guilty by the Judicial Court of Nigeria. They buy register in Nigeria. They buy justice in Nigeria. Everybody knows what is going on in Nigeria. We just need automatic divine intervention in all the sector of our economy in Nigeria. Yes, I'm putting it to you now. So at the same time, again, I have to call on UN, EU, African Union, ECOWAS, and ILO. They should urgently urge PMB, Osibajo, Governor Forum, Council of Ministers, Algon, to urgently improve the welfare and well-being of Nigeria and give Nigerian dividends of democracy, fundamental human rights, rule of law, inject action and active to the humanitarian service to people of Nigeria.
If we thought 2020 had a lot of abuses of rights, human rights, then 2021 has come with a higher challenge. In 2021, you would recall too that in 2021, we lost a fine journalist who, in circumstances that are questionable, Todue Henry Salem, and family and even the Nigerian Union of Journalists remain unsatisfied with the excuses of hit and run that was given. Because again, even the fact that at the time we were searching everywhere for him, his body had been deposited at the morgue with his ID cards still available on him, and yet they didn't raise alarm. A lot of things don't add up. Under this time, we've seen journalists being arrested, being picked up, several cases like that. So 2021 has come with a stronger challenge. And remember, even the right to life also includes the economic right. Most Nigerians now really cannot feed. That's a right abuse. That's an abuse of our rights to life, because you need food to survive, you need food to live, you need food to enjoy healthy living. So, and if the National Bureau of Statistics tells us that well over 70% of Nigerians are living beneath the poverty line, then our right to life is being mortgaged and being compromised.
Despite our past efforts and experience over the years to lead in the transformation of the West African subcontinent into a democratically governed community, Nigeria has not fared well with all human rights indicators. This was a position of 3 reports launched by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, in Abuja. The struggle for human rights in Nigeria have been a long one, arduous and continues till this day. The report examines human rights conditions in Nigeria since 1999 and compares them to the constitutional guarantees and international human rights standards. The research divides human rights violation into 4 categories: unlawful detention, torture, extrajudicial killings, freedom of assembly, and freedom of expression, and the press.
Well, first and foremost, there has been a gradual closing of civic spaces and a constriction of civil liberties in the country, including restrictions on media freedom and independence. Secondly, we have seen, despite the best efforts of the election management authorities, a continued assault on electoral integrity in the country, and therefore the struggle to make votes count and to make votes to matter remains a live one, which we are dealing with. Thirdly, has been a significant social and developmental deficit in our experience of democratization so far. A lot of emphasis has been placed on the mechanics and forms of democratic governance, but without underpinning any of them with an agenda of citizen empowerment in a way that can be pursued through social policy of a universal kind, or indeed a broader developmental agenda of the kind that can generate employment and income for the teeming army of the youth who are unemployed, but also the working poor who are driven deeper into poverty and misery on a day-to-day basis.
There were also recommendations from the Center for Democracy and Development.
The best antidote At every point in time, is more democracy, till democracy itself become very, very developed and firmly rooted in this country. 22 years is enough time for Nigerians to start feeling the real dividend of democracy, and the political class will have to make a choice to redefine democracy in light of what is happening in our own neighboring West African countries.
Thank you very much. The Democracy Watch report that was compiled and launched by the Center for Democracy and Development is an opportunity for reflection on how Nigeria will be in the next 20 years in terms of good governance and how we can achieve it. Mass adoptions have increased dramatically, and the burden of kidnapping, which used to be borne by the Northeast and South, now happens in all regions. To the abduction of students at Bethel Baptist High School, Kaduna, to several abductions and killings of innocent Nigerians in different regions. The rate of kidnapping in Nigeria has more than doubled so far in 2021 compared to previous years, available data has shown. By analyzing data collected through the Nigeria Security Tracker NST between 2015 and 2021, it is observed that a growing trend in the number of mass adoptions as well as total number of people who are victims of kidnapping in the country has increased. While in 2017 there were 484 kidnapped victims, the figure grew to 987 the following year, then 1,386 in 2019 and 2,860 in 2020. Between January 1 and June 30 this year, at least 2,944 people have already been reported kidnapped, making 2021 the worst year yet based on this security index. The number of kidnapping incidents has increased too, from 110 in 2015 to 135 in 2016. 140 in 2017, 156 in 2018, 330 in 2019, 437 in 2020, and then 315 in the first half of 2021. Another worrisome trend is the increase in the number of mass adoptions, 8 in 2019, 25 in 2020, and 31 within the first 6 months of 2021. Young people, especially those enrolled in school, are some of the commonest targets of this large-scale atrocities. This year alone, students have been kidnapped in their tens and hundreds in Kagara, Niger State, Jangebe in Zamfara State, Afaka in Kaduna State, and Yauri in Kebbi State. This year, states in Northwest had 1,405 victims of kidnapping, followed by the North Central region, 942, the Northeast, 211, Southwest, 169, South, 140, and Southeast, 77. As a result of the insecurity in the country, especially the North, some groups have led peaceful protests to demand end to the killings in northern Nigeria.
Following several cases of abduction, kidnapping, and killings by bandits, terrorists, and in some cases, unknown gunmen in the country, some well-meaning Nigerians have gathered at the Unity Fountain in Nigeria's capital city to protest these unending wars. This is coming just days after the Sokoto massacre, where 42 people were roasted alive in a bus by bandits. The group came together in uniformity to lend their voice against the gruesome murders, kidnappings, and abductions, as well as insurgency ravaging parts of northwest and northeast Nigeria.
Our concern is about the security breach. So we are not being carried away by either geographical bigotry or regional bigotry, but rather we are nationalists and we are advocates for peace and justice.
They are blaming the situation of the country on the inability of the government to provide security operatives with adequate firepower to battle these criminals.
We are nationalists. We are not sectionalists, and we are not advocate for sectional protection or sectional security or sectional original security, but rather we have a concern over what happens in Sokoto and what has been happening. So we are advocating for President Muhammadu Buhari to kindly recruit more personnel and equip them with armament, modern technology, so that they can do better. What we need is we want him to exit with to leave a legacy behind that can be copied.
But the group is not just narrowing their agitation to problems springing from northern Nigeria. They are also concerned about security challenges in the southeast and western parts of the country.
We feel it's time we come out and tell the government that we are not happy. We are not happy that our people are being killed in the north. We are not happy about our women being raped. We are not happy about the way bandits are raising our farms with impunity. We are not happy, we are not happy. We are here to tell the government to come to our aid. We are here to demand, not beg. We are here to tell them to do the right thing.
The protest has just begun, as the protesters have sworn to keep speaking up until insecurity is duly addressed in Nigeria.
Another human rights abuse that occurred in 2021 is the alleged rape of Karin Akbar. In the month of June 2021, Premier Academy entered the media spotlight when news broke about one of its students, Karin Akbar, had died in a hospital in Abuja. The news of the death of the 14-year-old diabetic patient, which occurred on 22nd June 2021, soon became a hot issue as several media stories authoritatively claimed she was raped to death, sodomized, and forced into an oath of secrecy to both. Especially the Nigerian Police Force, first through the FCT Police Command, and later the Office of the Inspector General of Police, commenced investigations into the matter same June, leading to an autopsy conducted in July.
I'm the father of Karin. She was very dear to me. I used to call her my princess. Her loss is irreplaceable to me and the entire family. All I ask for as a father is justice for Karin's death, whoever the rapist is. I'm calling on all the stakeholders and every meaning and concerned organization to put all hands on deck so that we will achieve justice for my daughter's death.
Well, I thank God that the House of Representatives saw that it's a case they'll bring on the floor. They have done that. They have ordered an inquiry, but that would only happen in January. So we're not expecting too much before the end of the year. But I would expect that if the school will be honorable, they'll come out and say, okay. Because I'm sure with all the hide and seek they're playing, they know what actually happened. If they can just come out and say, yes, this is what happened. Or someone in the school that knows the truth will stop hiding and come out to explain exactly what happened. Because I don't sleep at night. I keep on thinking, what must have happened to her? I imagine how she must have cried. So what I expect is justice. Justice that wouldn't bring Karin back, no. But I'm very sure there are a lot of Karins out there that are still alive and asking for justice, though silently. But Karin's case, giving justice, will give them a voice.
Perhaps tired of waiting for official police reports in the autopsy and investigation and seeking to prevent the issue from being swept into silence, Lemi Uhegbe, an Abuja-based journalist, human rights activist and school proprietor, instantly activated his NGO. coalition of gender-based violence responders to promote the cause of championing justice for Karin Akbar.
The inalienable rights to life have been cut short several in this year, have been cut short by issues of sexual and gender-based violence. Particularly one of the major, most disturbing for me is the inalienable right to life of Karin Ondodo Akbar, who was raped and sodomized, condom left inside of her. The condom infected her with sepsis, and the sepsis triggered her blood sugar, being a type 1 diabetic patient, which led to her death via hyperglycemia. That's been the most challenging for us in 2021 because we've seen the conspiracy and inaction of state actors who should have acted decisively and fast to cordon off a suspected scene of crime. It is the case of murder of Karin Apoch that her daughter was allegedly raped at Premier Academy, Lugbe, Abuja.
With Karin's mother by his side, Lemi Ugbehe and GBV responders have launched coordinated multi-pronged advocacy spanning media and political institutions with the aim of getting to the root of the death of Karin Apoch at Premier Academy, Abuja. The evidence, according to media interventions by the group, is a report allegedly issued to Akbar family by Queen's Hospital, Abuja, that said decomposed condom particles were found in the late teenager's genital, in addition to dead spermatozoa. The matter is still under investigation, and we pray the culprit face the full wrath of the law soonest. And now we move to bullying in schools for 2021. Bullying in schools has been a recurring phenomenon in Nigerian school system. The tragic death of Sylvester Romani, a junior secondary school student of Darwin College, Lekki, Lagos, has brought to the fore the growing culture of violence, bullying and hate crimes in the nation's school system in 2021. According to reports, the late 12-year-old Sylvester Romani died as a result of complications arising from brutalization by 5 senior students of Darwin College. The late student was allegedly brutalized by the arrested 5 students for his refusal to join a cult group in the school. Initially, the school authorities claimed that the late student sustained injuries while playing football. However, his family insisted that he was tortured by school bullies. The victim also narrated the gory details of the torture before his death. Our correspondent Onuora Animwobodo in Lagos has more details.
Mr. Sylvester Romani, father of the slain student, wondered the rationale behind the bail when the 21 days request by the police for investigation is yet to elapse. He said releasing the suspects might hinder the investigation, noting that while the family is not against granting the bail, the court should have waited till the end of the 21-day period.
Now called Commissioner of Police, Lagos State. He told me that they were not aware. That was the first. That they are not done with their investigation. And called the DCP in charge. He called his people too. And he later confirmed to me that the story is true. But it was a surprise to them that the same judge gave them 21 days that will expire on the 28th of this month. Because they requested for the mind order. They wrote to him and he granted them 21 days to keep those boys. Now, the 21 days has not expired. He granted them bail. he has his reason. The police are saying that they are not done with their investigation, that granting these boys bail will not help them in their investigation. They are getting more facts. And that they were even planning, after the 21 days, if they are not done with their investigation, they will write for extension.
While calling for justice, the bereaved father disclosed that the autopsy results are ready and will be made public in due time. He alleged that the school authorities, in connivance with the parents of the accused, may be working against his quest in seeking justice for his late son.
I'm not questioning, I'm not a lawyer, but with what the family, the father is saying, if you allow, you should allow police to complete their investigation. At the autopsy, we, as a family, we contacted the police in Delta, area command, to be specific, and they carry out autopsy. And that one, the result is, except one, and they said that one will take some time. That one, as I'm talking to you, is with me. But we are not going to make it public, because the Lagos State government, the family of the boys in school, they're also doing another one. We're also waiting for that one, but we have our own.
A Lagos State Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Yaba granted 5 Durham College students accused of the alleged assault and death of 12-year-old Sylvester Romani bail in the sum of 1 million naira.
A male teacher has been remanded over alleged rape of female pupils in Minna in September 2021. A Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Minna, the Niger State's capital, remanded the teacher Usman Galadima, who was accused of molesting 13 female pupils of the Central Primary School, Karin in New Busa local government area of the state. The court overruled the bail application of the suspect and ordered his remand at the Minna Correctional Center till October 20 for hearing. The pupils aged 7 to 10 years of the school had accused Galadima of defiling them. During interrogation, Galadima confessed that he had only defiled 5 of the children, saying that he kissed one, asked some to show their underwear, and the others he made to play with his manhood. Galadima was taken to the court on 13 counts, which include unlawful sexual intercourse, causing grievous hurt and intimidation to the 13 pupils, among others. According to the charges, the offences are punishable under Section 285 and Section 19 of Section 2 of the Penal Code.
Virtually, the case was slated today for further mention, and having concluded investigation, we deem it necessary as a matter of expediency to ask for a date to commence hearing of the cases, and the court granted us the application. The cases were split into 3 different dates: 22 to 24, 22, 23rd, and 24 for a slated hearing. The mix-up this morning was about the bail application. They intend to move, which we informed the court that that wasn't the business of the day, going by the court list. So the court advised them we should come tomorrow. The police are saddled with the constitutional power to investigate, and is to show the court how far the police have discharged their constitutional functions of investigating, being that the court doesn't investigate but the police. So the IPO is to lay grounds and to assist the court with relevant facts and information uncovered during the course of investigation, which will assist the court in arriving at just decision. I will be short of words for now, not to relay everything. Thank God you, as earlier said, you are part of the proceeding. So the record of the court speaks for itself. We are just beginning, and we don't want to relay or preempt details of
what will be or what have so far.
In October 2020, young people across Nigeria took to the streets calling for disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, an abusive police unit, and for ending police brutality in a movement tagged End SARS. In October 2021, exactly 1 year after the End SARS protest, hundreds turned out to memorialize October 20 for the first anniversary of the Nigerian Army's shootings of unarmed protesters during last year's End SARS protest. It was peaceful and colorful for the 2 hours it lasted. Soon enough, the police, acting in ways that reminded everyone of last year's event, began firing tear gas canisters into the air. An hour later, they dispersed an exuberant crowd that had formed. The Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry and Restitution for Victims of SARS-related abuses was constituted and officially inaugurated on the 19th of October 2020. Upon completion of its assignment, the panel submitted 2 sets of reports to the Lagos State government. On November 15, 2021, there have been several developments since the submission of these reports, the most prominent of which were the Lagos State government and indeed the federal government through the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, rejected part of the said report, especially one relating to the incident on October 20, 2020 at the Lekki toll gate.
The first protest I joined was on Friday with other young guys like us. So we organized ourselves. Okay, let us go on a peaceful protest and call these people out. They've been harassing, maiming, extorting, killing, robbing, raping people. It's everywhere. I'm a victim. My first SARS experience, I'm not lying. If I lie, let me sleep this night, I'm not wake up. My first SARS experience, I was 14 years old. First start town, I was going to see my friend. I was stopped by the road. Hey, started searching my pocket. Okay, wait till you define now, wait till you define. Blah, 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 blah. I was 14. So you see, these guys are actually trying to make it seem like, oh, we don't know what we are saying. The president said a few bad eggs have infiltrated the system since 2017. So it's taking him like 3-4 years to sort out the few bad eggs. SARS has been banned in 2017, 2018, 2019. This is 2020, and we come outside to ensure that, oh, we need this thing. We need to see. It's not about you coming out on TV or radio, passing information, sending circulars through other organizations to tell us that you have actually banned SARS, but this is still operating. You go see SARS guy and go tell you, so guy, anything you want to do. Go and call the IG. The IG cannot do anything. It makes zero sense.
Why they shooting tear gas at us? Why they spraying us water, pressured water, harassing us, chasing us all over the capital? It doesn't make sense. Peaceful protest. We're not harming anyone. We're not doing anything. We're just fighting for our rights. We are speaking against the oppression. I have personal experience with them. They've harassed me when I was a student in Ife. They've harassed me before. They stopped me just because I looked good. I was going to buy beans that day and they stopped me because I looked good. They started harassing us because I had a good phone. Me and my friend, because we had a good phone. Why should I be harassed because I have a good phone? Why should I be harassed because I look good? It's a society and we're tired.
We were met with what policemen running at us with sticks, shooting tear gas at us, pouring water on us. Nigerians are tired. This fight is no longer just for the youth. It's for Nigerians. It's for Africa. Africans all over Africa, because we are tired. Police brutality is becoming a norm. It's becoming something acceptable. It's something we now laugh about. It's now a joke. We are tired. We can no longer continue. It's not just about SARS. It's about the police generally. Because many people think it's just about SARS, but it's not just about SARS. Even if you end SARS today, the unscrupulous elements that are in that unit, where do they go to? Where do you deploy them to? So we want a general reform. Laudable reforms that we can see, not the ones we hear on paper, not the ones we hear on social media, reforms that we can see. We want these perpetrators being punished. The ones who misfire, who kill innocent citizens, they should be punished. Let us see them being brought to book.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains this week and for this year. Thank you for always being a part of Law and Order. We look forward to having you on the show in 2022 as we continue to educate, or rather, remind you of your rights and responsibility as a citizen of Nigeria, as ignorance is never an excuse in the court of law. Please remember that this program can be viewed live on YouTube. For comments and questions, please send them to the social media handles displayed on your screen. I am Martia Umar. Bye for now.